Hello and welcome to We Are Live. Pew, pew.
Happy Monday, everybody. It's We Are Live. Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, coming off a big week last week. A lot of guests led into a big weekend. Cardinals opening day. But you know what, Travis? It's a new week. We have a cool background in our studio. The lights have been
Damn it, Gardner, you
installed.
won. Damn it. Gardner and I had a bet that when you were going to mention the new lights,
I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
I said...
I didn't fall on my way into the studio this morning.
I said within the first 20. Gardner said within the first 10. Gardner, you are the winner. He called it literally in the parking lot.
I mean, it's a big deal. We own our own studio, and there was pretty big improvements made.
I'm just saying, but the audience doesn't know.
Well, yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
We keep them abreast.
We don't have to keep them abreast to anything. That's our problem. We let too much of our breast on the podcast.
You saying we were asking for it?
I feel like we bring it upon ourselves. Jeez. We couldn't even make it through the first 5 minutes. I was hoping, like, all right, he's going to get into it like the next.
Let's get into something that makes a lot of sense and that's really important. Like, what did Beyonce do over the weekend? That sounds like something.
Look, man, don't get chippy with me, pal. Don't get chippy with me because we knew you were going to point out the editing, the audio, or the lights. And we figure you're going to get to that because you are a visual person. And that's good.
I can't stand looking at you on a daily basis.
But the fact of the matter remains is that you...
We both wore navy today.
We did. It's Navy Mondays.
Something I saw.
Mm-hmm. You're a visual person. Like, I would imagine, like, your parents put a lot of coloring books in front of you as a child.
Not really.
Oh, boy.
I was actually just hit in the face with a... Made me tough.
Good old Farmington upbringing. How are you today, though, Chris Denman?
Oh, fantastic.
Speak of that devil. Where's that devil Chris Gardner at? Where he at? Here, little Gardsy. Here, Gardsy. Where are you? There he is. Look at this new light.
Oh, boy. Need to work on that. Oh, that's horrible. Work on those.
Yes.
You are more clear. Like, it's a better picture.
Oh, Gardner, what is happening right now? What is this?
Yeah.
What is this tomfoolery? Are you inside? It's like...
I think he requested this. This is like hell mode.
Are you being marinated right now?
Yes. You're inside a Kenny Rogers chicken roaster.
Good morning, Gardner.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Are you about to trade apartments with Jerry Seinfeld?
It only took me 11 minutes to get to work today.
That's not bad.
What's your
Let me
usual?
guess.
What's your usual? You're bragging.
While riding a lime scooter.
Hey, now. So the Hulk leaves town and you just disobey his
Lou
orders.
Ferrigno leaves and you're back on the scooter.
In the clear.
You're like, you know what? This is my green machine. You know what I'm saying, Hulk?
Is there a reason why your light is red? Are you inside a microwave right now?
Probably to do with the camera adjusting.
I've never been inside a microwave while it's been
I
on.
wish Travis was inside a microwave.
Hey, now. That's why at least I call him when I pick him up from Main Street in St. Charles.
If you want to text us, 314-669-1431, hit share on the live stream. We love that. We've got the Great American Race.
Woo!
Travis will do fair or foul at the end of the show.
That sounds like a plan.
As you know, Gardner brings us the topics. The prize today, $10 from Buzz's Hawaiian Grill, which you can vote for Buzz's. I'll tell you more about that later on in the show, but they're part of St. Louis Magazine's A-List contest. Gardner, an interesting fair or foul, and it was... tell us what it is.
I'm going to just tell you what it is first.
Okay.
That's exactly what I asked for. Thank you.
Gossip Girl
Okay.
is a better television show than the OC.
This is gonna get a lot of people ticked off on our...
Mid-2000s shows, or were they different times, or?
No, they were around the same time.
Yeah, Gossip Girl came after.
I want to say the OC was early 2000s.
Yeah.
No, I'm aware of both these shows.
These are fine shows.
I've never seen an episode of either. I am aware that the OC was kind of a delivery system for indie music. I think what's his face, Ben Gibbard and Death Cab for Cutie could thank a lot of commercial success to them. Phantom Planet.
Oh yeah.
Once Jason Schwartzman exited, that was their publicity push. California. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Most
Travis,
certainly.
what do you know about the OC?
I love the
That's
OC.
where I'm at. And Tom Hanks' son was on it.
I have seen.
Nope, that was the movie, Orange County.
I like when we work through things, though.
Yeah.
This is how you. This,
This is
how
what you get without
learn.
show.
Although I forgot that was a movie. I saw that
Yeah.
in theaters.
That was kind of a funny movie, right?
It was terrible.
Oh, was it?
It was not good. I saw it in theaters.
It was better than I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Hold the phone.
I love. I'm gonna get you.
Thank you, Gardner. People just want to come in here and just be racist for no reason to start their Monday.
Don't look at Rotten Tomatoes. We might have that for Dogs on Film. Though.
Okay, fair.
The
enough.
OC?
Orange County. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know anymore.
We were talking about I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Right.
And then the movie Orange County may be used for Dogs on Film?
Correct.
Okay. Jack Black.
Now, the films and TV shows that you just named were things I only got involved with because of women. Like every guy has a series or series that you watch because of the person you're dating at the time or the person that you're trying to court. I think that's the professional way we put it in college. We would try to court.
You say
these,
court.
Yes, we would court
went
these
steady?
young ladies after a bar. We would have a few vodka tonics and
Is that how you would talk at the bar? You say, "Hey, I'm gonna go try and court."
all the time. That's how college life was for us. Excuse me, my liege.
He drank
May
the
I
alcohol
please
drink.
take that booty back to my homestead?
Uh-huh.
But I have seen both of these series. I enjoy Gossip Girl. And I've been watching it again because it gives me a true look inside the elite city of New York.
Oh,
So it prepares me every chance I
Gardner,
get for how life is going to be for
7
me.
minutes in, he made it about himself.
I did not make it about myself.
We just had this bet.
Just about my lifestyle and how I'm going to be living this summer. But no, I like both of those shows.
Which
so
one do you
this
like
is tough.
better?
I will have to say it has to be Gossip Girl.
Have you seen, have they both concluded?
Yes, they
Have you
concluded
seen
many
all
years
of
ago.
both of them?
I've seen all their seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
They're TV seasons, TV.
TV seasons, TV.
I like, man, again, when you're trying to court a young lady, these are the
Why do you
things
keep like saying that it's because you had no interest at all?
I will say this. I didn't say
You
that.
seem to be
I
afraid
said
to
the
say
reason
that.
why I got started on these series was because of women. The reason why I ended up finishing those series is because I actually enjoyed
Was not
watching
because
the
of
programming.
women.
No, exactly. The reason why I kept watching wasn't because of the women. I haven't invested into the plot and the ensemble. So what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
You said an ensemble?
It's ensemble, Chris. Hello, if you're going to be in the industry, you got to learn the vernacular.
I'm not. I never will be.
Yeah.
The reason I asked this is because my girlfriend started watching Gossip Girl recently, so I've kind of been.
So now we're subjected to it.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That sounds about right.
Lucky you. So kind of through some osmosis, I've been paying attention some to it, and she knows through a series of conversations that I had watched the OC in the past, which she was surprised to find out.
I would be very surprised.
And so looking into, I was like, oh, we were discussing the OC and Gossip Girl over the weekend.
Right.
And I've been poking fun a little at.
course
I
you
send her
did.
texts now that say XOXO.
That's so
Gossip
Was
Girl.
that a thing?
That's
Yeah.
how I end every message. Because Gossip Girl, Gossip Girl was this mysterious journalist that was covering the Gone.
I don't really
Zone.
need to even know the
Okay.
overview.
I like
Thought
to
you
poke
probably-
fun at the dad in the show.
The dads are cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. They got the cool dad who's
Yeah.
got like the shadowy beard
Yeah.
and wears like a denim shirt and has like a leather necklace and used to be in a band or is still in a band.
Hey,
I'm not
man,
even
that's what
sure.
happens when you have kids young,
They have a
man.
gallery. They have an art
Could he
gallery.
pass for a new age youth pastor?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Definitely, no
That's
doubt.
Throwing up a hang
you
10
nailed
once
it.
in a while?
You nailed it. That's the look.
Hang
Hey.
10 for Jesus.
Hang 10 for
Best
Jesus.
friends
He
with
hung
his-
10 for you.
He's best friends with his son. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we're best friends. He's my
Oof.
pal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like to poke fun at that.
He raises his kids on his own. There is no mother in the picture, so he has to
There's
take
a
on that
mother
role.
there right now. Are you spoiling what's to come for me?
Well, I'm not, but all I'm saying is that the mother, she has some explaining to do herself.
Yeah.
So you'll learn more about that here in the future.
What about Black Sheep wants to know if we missed where we explain why Gardner's in a reptile enclosure terrarium?
Oh, that's not.
It's a new look he's trying
He's a
out.
black. He's like in a
We're
dark
sponsored
room.
by an Instagram filter
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Because
From Jason, if you want to court a young lady, I highly recommend Falcon Crest season 3. What were you saying, Gardner?
what I used to know, the only thing I really knew about Gossip Girl before was this picture.
Yeah, buddy.
Or this
damn.
photo shoot,
Yeah, buddy. There's some.
which was what Leighton Meester and Blake Lively did for Rolling Stone.
See, that's all you had to do to get on one of these shows, is just have a somewhat unique name.
Yeah.
Leighton and Blake. Oh, they're girls.
And then there was a guy, Penn Badgley.
Excuse
And
me?
that's, yeah, that's what led to this, I believe, because Jess watched. It's Netflix, I believe. The show is You,
Yes.
and Penn Badgley is on there. She watched the first season of that, and that led her to this, I believe. But the only thing I knew before was that photo shoot with the ice cream cone,
Delightful.
basically.
As a family show, I'm glad we're able to show that photo because we encourage children to eat ice cream.
And of course, the OC, you know. Welcome to the OC, bitch.
And I found the people out in the OC to be very, very nice. I didn't think that show accurately assessed the behavior of residents who live in Orange County. They
Really?
are very delightful, wholesome folks. Very Republican, but very nice.
Olivia Wilde was on that show.
She
for a
was.
season.
She was.
She was bisexual
Yes.
and had relationships with both Adam Brody, his character Seth,
Yep.
and why am I blanking on Marissa's
Because
actual name?
everyone forgets her name.
I don't remember her actual name for some reason.
I'll be honest
But
with you.
Marissa as well. Adam Brody married to
Yeah.
Leighton Meester
Yes.
of.
Gossip Girl.
So there's some synergy there too.
Chase Crawford's sister, Candace Crawford, Mizzou alum, Mrs. Missouri,
Really?
ended up marrying,
Uh-huh.
having children with
Uh-huh.
Tony Romo.
What?
Yes. How about them apples?
What does that mean?
That means Tony Romo
Mm-hmm.
is a Mizzou Tiger. Nope.
Nope. Eastern Illinois.
Okay. He lived at Easton. Okay. Just thought I'd try to get that in there.
The dad on Beverly Hills 90210 was a huge dork from Jason.
Yeah, he was. He was a big dork.
Triangle Assassin, as they continue to talk about these shows, I can't help but wonder what Rizzuto is up to.
He ain't breaking down the cast of the Gossip Girl. I can tell you that.
I broke it down, and this is in no way a shot at anyone. I'm going to say Craigslist jokes, making fun of car break-ins in the city. Lots of laughs in the studio. Dude asks the other dude how he likes his burger. They all agree and say, it's standard. And then crystal clear broadcasting, rinse, repeat. There's your Rizzuto show, right?
Say, I didn't even tune
Sounds
in
like
now.
the formula. That
I'd take that formula.
What to say? I'll take the formula and their salary. Too.
Yeah.
We
Is
have
it true that the OC was, or the Orange County, the movie, was a white privilege movie from Jamie Moyer's?
I feel like it
What
was.
was it?
Was it about what? Was
Isn't,
it about?
isn't everything a white privilege movie, though?
Yeah, I mean,
Wasn't he
anything
trying to
maybe.
get into some
He was
Ivy
trying to
League
get into
school?
Stanford, I think. He
Was
was
it
trying to get into
Stanford?
Stamford in Alabama.
No, not Stanford. Stanford. And something happened.
Storied
and
Stamford Universe.
Was he a writer? He was a
he was
writer.
trying to be a writer, yeah.
English.
He moved to
something?
New York for
was
a
Co-
fellowship.
What was that, Colin Hanks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was one of his earlier roles. I think maybe his first role.
Remember when the teenage daughter and the mom had a really angsty relationship, and it got a bunch of Oscar talk, and then she just moved away to another city, and that was the end of the movie.
Are you talking about Lady Bird? Man.
What a novel concept. Oh my.
Hey, man, don't look at me. Y'all the one who put those type of movies out every other year.
Well, if Jordan Peele would have had it, it would have been a sister in there,
Thank you.
and that's all I'm asking for.
Tiffany Haddish would have had that role. Would have enjoyed Lady Bird just a little bit more. I'm ready. Okay, Tiffany, thank you. I love Tiffany.
Good for you.
I love Tiffany.
I also threw a melee out this morning.
What's
You
the
did?
melee?
This is a good one, Chris. This is going to really juice your beads.
So Gardner was in here at like 7 a.m. yesterday, and he puts the time in, so it's not a time thing. But what happens in the creative process with Gardner sometimes?
Well,
I
this
wonder.
was just from conversations last Friday when we were talking about 1994.
Yes.
Of course.
And so the melee question is simple. Your options are yes or no in the answer portion. The question is, can you believe it has been 25 years since 1994? Hard to believe. Is it or isn't it?
Jesus Christ, help us.
Do you feel good about that?
I
you
do.
happy
I feel
about
really
that?
good,
Are you happy
actually.
about that?
I'm very happy with it.
Well done.
94, we were still using Bounty paper towels to clean up the great flood of 93s
Oh yeah,
left behind.
that was tough.
Some people were still living in sandbagged shelters, I believe, right? A lot of that. We were just on the precipice of Green Day and Weezer's album, so that hadn't happened yet. I know that was big in your life.
That was the heart of elementary school, baby. I was really getting my clown on then. I was doing the most because in '94 we would
Which
have.
district were you in at this time?
I was in the Afton school district at this time.
Oh, I didn't know you were in Afton.
I was part of the DSEG program, and I remember '94 so well, mainly because it was that point where you're like, okay, I am getting older, but I don't have too much responsibility because I'm in 4th grade.
Did you have this dialogue with yourself out loud?
I often did. I would ask myself questions. I think that's where it started. I was like, am I going to go out to recess today? Probably.
Am I going to get
Am I going to finish
made
my
a fool in Foursquare by a young lady? Yes.
Will I then play it off and go play some tetherball later on? Yes. Am I going to enjoy this very floppy square pizza? Damn right. Hey, kid, are you going to eat those peaches? Probably not. So those were the things that were going through my mind during 4th grade.
As an elementary school child, did you find one school lunch better than the other?
I tell you what, city schools had some good lunches. Underestimated for whatever reason. I did enjoy elementary school a lot. We had like 3 recesses. 3 recesses.
They're like, these kids ain't gonna learn anything.
Like imagine my like.
Just go run around.
Well, I was
chase a bee with a stick.
Well, I didn't realize it. Chase a bee with a stick.
Hey, dummy! hey, dummy! Hey, your stick break here. Here's a new one. Hey,
God,
he's gonna stay busy for another hour now.
God, we really took recess seriously. Like it was a thing, man. We were not. Man, wow. I can't believe how serious we took recess. And then my shock when I showed up to junior high and they had the nerve to tell us there was no more recess, baby.
When did junior high start for you?
6th grade.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fair.
I was told no more recess. That was
I was
it.
kidding. Travis is like, I had recess up until 10th grade.
Well, I think that was frustrating then because the school that was.
You didn't have recess in 6th grade?
We didn't have recess in 6th grade. The funny thing is,
we did. We worked.
I don't think so.
I think I had.
You probably did.
Yeah.
And the reason, because the school that was across the street from us, another junior high, we would be able to see them from the window have recess.
Yeah, I just.
Like, hey, those kids grow up in the same neighborhood as us. Why they have recess and we don't?
I distinctly remember playing basketball at recess in middle school.
Yeah,
Like after lunch, whatever.
It was.
Distinctly remember that.
Hey, you went to the special school, though, right?
Wait, hold on. What?
Or Dumont North Middle.
See?
Okay.
And y'all can afford middle
Cougars.
school. Y'all can afford middle school.
Yeah, you were.
A rich neighborhood. Must be nice.
We were in Old Town O'Fallon. We weren't in like what is now the Winghaven, Dardine Prairie type parts of O'Fallon.
So, like, how many specialized teachers did you have? Like, to get you through on a daily basis?
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
I went to one of the finest junior highs in the
Which
city
means
of St.
they
Louis.
can provide extra teachers for folks.
They were
like
too
you.
busy providing us with our own personal laptops.
There weren't such a thing. Actually, there were. And they were huge.
That was the thing. You know how
You
I
had a
knew my
personal
school.
laptop?
Do you guys
know
have a
how I
la-
knew my school
do you
was
have-
the truth?
Do you have
Yeah,
do you had a laser disc?
yeah.
It's your broke ass.
Look, you know how I knew my school was the
Did I
truth?
say that right?
No, you didn't. It was completely wrong. But my school was the truth because guess who visited when I was in 7th grade? None other than William Jefferson Clinton, the President of the United States, visited our school. I knew my school was the truth.
Mrs. Jackson, you
There
got
you
a
go.
fat ass.
He did not.
Tell that little Travis kid to go chase some
Which
bugs.
is ironic because I did have a 7th grade teacher. And her name was Mrs. Jackson.
Oh,
That's weird.
See.
That's so there.
What happened there?
I don't know.
Was
It's
there
crazy.
something Denman knows that you don't?
No,
Right.
Denman's just being a
So,
jerk. Did the president visit you guys at school? Didn't think so.
A problematic president.
Well,
Afton's got the best Becky if you ever want it.
what is?
Um,
You should apologize. Apologize.
WCG.
Apologize.
Why else would he go there? He's like, oh, it's South County.
It's St. Louis. It was a Democratic hub. Missouri used to be in play for the Democrats. Now it's not so much.
Used to
If
be-
you go
what
to
was
a
it,
school with rec-
bellwether state.
It was. It was a purple state.
If you go to a school with recess 3 times per day, you're going to 100% end up co-hosting a podcast. Happy birthday to WCG, by the way. That was a comment that was fair. That was from WCG. For those listening at home, he just flipped off the camera.
Oh. flipped off a golf course over the weekend.
Let's get into our weekend.
Why?
It was
St. Louis Country Club.
You did.
Oh,
Ended up driving by there. Jess and I went to breakfast on. This is the part you'll like, Chris.
You'll like this. He's talking about his
On
weekend.
Saturday.
You love this part.
Olivet Diner.
Oh, boy.
I texted Frank Cusimano.
Oh.
And
delicious hot dogs there.
I
got
knew-
the chocolate chip cookies inside the pancake. How do they do it?
I knew he had done a Frank's Food Mix
That
there
was good.
before.
I've been rehearsing.
Man, this
this.
we got.
rehearsing this for a long
I
time.
literally feel like I have a if you're just listening, Gardner's camera, there's a resolution thing that we'll fix today, but he's for sure like got a red light over him. Like it feels like he should be dancing and saying
Like you're in a TLC
two
music
for,
video.
2 for 1, buddy.
Want me to undo the buttons? and
Yes,
put on this
please.
jersey?
Yes.
So we went to Olivet Diner. I
Oh,
texted Frank.
WCL, not WCG. I'm an idiot.
I texted Frank and asked him what he would order there. So I ended up ordering it. It's a Bananas Foster waffle.
Of course it is.
So it's got this sauce on it, sweet sauce, this bananas, 2 scoops of ice cream.
Ooh, doctor.
I added some ham and eggs on the
I
side.
bet you did.
Doctor.
I bet you did.
It hits you quick.
Yeah, it does.
It gets you high,
Oh, boy.
and then you go down.
Oh, dear.
And it hit me even, I think, while we were driving. So the sugar gets you there, but absolutely delectable.
Absolutely delectable.
I had never been to the Olivet Diner before, so we wanted to try.
So you were inspired after that visit to drive by St. Louis Country Club,
Yeah, we drove by it on the way back.
and you
then
decided to give it a
I
big
looked-
middle finger.
I looked, oh, that's St. Louis Country. I didn't even realize we were going by. I wasn't really paying attention. We were just taking a back way home. And then I looked over, and then
Take the long way.
And the reason why you hate St. Louis Country Club is because they have done 2 things that may
Well,
have
it's
set
more
back
than-
this city.
it's to their overall attitude, I think.
Yes,
sets back
I
the
agree.
Region. The region.
Let's go to most recently. We can say that they did not allow the CEO of AT&T.
I don't know if it was the CEO. I think it was the
was-
chairman of the
It
board,
was the chairman of the board for
or
AT&T.
at least someone on the board
And AT&T kept its offices and most of its businesses here in St. Louis.
at the time.
And St. Louis Country Club decided not to let this chairman of the board
As-
into its
as
country
lore
club.
goes.
As the lore goes.
And then they moved to Texas.
They end up
And what
moving
was
to
the-
Texas, and AT&T is now the biggest telecommunicating media company in the world.
That makes me sick.
Yeah. And then they're trying to sell the AT&T building that's in downtown.
Oh, it's only been vacant for a decade now. Is
It's
it?
been a minute.
We'll be fine.
Been a minute.
I think everything's working out great. You should have to pay per minute to keep Gardner's Red District window open at the bottom.
That's a good point.
Do you think we could do
I
that?
need a dance or
Yeah,
something?
you
about
have to
to
do
say,
a
I think it's
tease,
gotta
and then
be
we
a
cut
shift.
it, and you go, hey, if you want more, send it to us. Yeah.
It's like the scene in Taken.
How about your weekend,
Hey,
Trav?
my weekend was filled with superheroes. Shout out to Captain America. Captain America. Ooh, ooh, yeah, Captain America. Hold on. Yeah. Checked out the Wizard Con.
Wizard
I
World.
checked out Wizard World.
What a moron.
It's a combination. It's a con. It's a convention, but it's not a wizard convention. It's Wizard World Comic Convention.
Great people there.
Very nice people. And we showed up.
So I was going to go. Who'd you take?
It was myself, one Gardner of Chris, and one Croc of Jamie.
Shout out to Jamie Crock.
So we attended and we walked the floor. We got a
Credentialed media
yeah,
members.
look, this is us.
Video?
This
is
is some
actual
live
footage?
video. This is there's Bob Ross. There's an owl, not a hawk, but the owl you could have it fly on your neck for I think $20. There is the Predator dragging around a dead body.
Oh, boy.
That happened. Thor hammer lift. Look, got the pythons out, and that thing was actually heavy. It was really, really heavy, and oh boy.
And you were making fun of the other dudes for being nerds. You can't
Yeah.
even lift up Thor's hammer.
Yeah, Thor's hammer. So it was Chris, indeed, a hot guy with a hammer. So we had a very good time. The fine folks at Wizard World took great care of us. We went through many of the booths, checking out some of the art that many of the vendors were selling, and they could not have been nicer. And just I think the
Now you-
detail that goes into it, honestly, as far as, you know, the vendors.
Well, there's a lot going on. If you hold it in a place where there's professional football, that means like you've got some juice, baby, right?
Oh, no doubt. And the people were having a great time. The cosplay was remarkable. It was pretty fun to watch. Bob Ross was the one that stood out to us. There was Deadpool. You had a lot of people dressed as Khaleesi because Jason Momoa was showing up on Sunday.
So they were wanting to be taken.
I can't speak to that, Chris.
Got it.
Let's just say Aquaman got quite a few people wet. He's Aquaman. That's what he's going to do.
That's true.
So it was a delightful time. There was, of course, our good friend Kato Kalin. He was hosting cosplay karaoke.
How was that?
That was very delightful. I did not dress, unfortunately, for the affair. But there
came
was
up with something.
Laurel and Holly. Laurel and Holly.
Laurel and Hardy.
There we go.
You know, one of the most classic comedy duos of all time.
Yeah, I'm sure they still look for somebody who was black. Fact of the matter is, they were present.
Maybe be funnier then.
That would have been funnier. But they did some karaoke. It was entertaining. It was a blast. I truly enjoyed it. It was my first time going to Wizard World, and it was something.
So you made a post in the Friends of All private Facebook group.
Yes.
By the way, add some more people in there. Let's grow that baby. What do you think? What were you thinking whenever you said the gentleman? You weren't surprised that a gentleman was into real swords.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have no idea what you're referencing.
And Jason asks if Khaleesi's wanted to be courted. I like that.
There are different arrangements in Game of Thrones, so I don't know how that would work. But
so there was a gentleman you thought you were like, oh, big surprise, he's into real swords. Were you punching down as a commenter said?
No, not at all. I was looking at swords myself, so why would I?
Who's to say sword ownership or interest is a bad thing?
I didn't say that it was. I was saying that I'm surprised that a gentleman of his look would be interested in real swords. I myself, I look like the type that would be more than happy to purchase a sword. But this gentleman took me by surprise. I don't know whether it was the peach fuzz just below his nose or just incredibly short.
All right.
Okay.
We find it weird that there's a weapons check as you enter and then they're selling swords?
Yeah, that was fascinating.
So
there were real swords inside the convention, which is fine. No biggie. But there was this huge, as you saw at the beginning of the photo, this huge area for a weapons check. And you get inside and there's an aisle dedicated specifically to swords.
Right.
So
real swords that are heavy and can absolutely ruin your day.
So you don't think it's one of those things where they're like, viewer discretion advised, and they do it as more of an ad push? You know what I mean? We're like, don't show this to so-and-so, when really it's, you know.
What would have been funny, I wanted someone to show up with some intense weaponry, and they're forced to check them.
Like a Deadpool shows up with like a real handgun or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. I wanted someone to show up with like, what's Daryl's thing in The Walking Dead?
Crossbow?
There we go. I want someone to show up in that. Now, you
Like
would
a
have
real
enjoyed
one.
that one because there was a vendor that had photos of his kid as little Daryl.
Oh, that's cute.
It was a for real photo shoot of the kid as little Daryl.
Oh, photo shoot.
He was and they were charging pictures for you to take a picture with little Daryl.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of appreciate
He
that.
was walking around the venue, and he had
Little Daryl.
He had a handler. Little Daryl had a handler.
Was it Big Rick?
That would have been genius.
Right.
That would have been genius. They didn't think that went through, but that was neat. It was very cool for the kids, especially to see all their CW heroes. So,
I was disappointed you didn't take part in. I wanted you to get a massage.
You
there.
did, but
They
what
were
kind of
giving out
massage?
There's
What kind of massage
STL
was?
Massage Geeks was there.
And they were giving what kind of massage?
Like a Vulcan massage.
They were giving you Vulcan massages.
I wanted Travis to get.
Yes.
I can't do it.
You can do it.
No,
do
I
it.
can't.
No, he'll
Do
sprain
it.
his fingers.
Do it. Okay. Well, while you have those fingers, I'll give a shout out to your nuts.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, don't forget about them. Hold on.
I apologize.
Yeah, here we go.
Walnuts.
Yeah, even in red, walnuts will get red.
Sincere apologies for not mentioning you earlier.
Did you see our boy Lou? You did see Kato. Did you see?
We did
I heard
see
Chris
Lou.
Kattan
We
was
saw
there.
Chris Kattan
friend of the
was
show, Chris Kattan.
There was one of the ladies from Charmed. I forget her name.
Holly Marie Combs.
There we go. Holly Marie Combs.
She's not on our show.
No, but she was there. She was on Charmed, and that counts for something.
I saw a Blade guy, and Jimmy Croc pointed out, that's weird that Blade is dressed up and wearing New Balance.
That was slightly disappointing. Now,
You go up and you go, bro, come here.
no, I'm not sure. I don't know if we got
You didn't
video
find
of
a
it.
Black Panther either.
I did not see a Black Panther. Everyone
weren't
said there
looking for
was
Black
a Black
Panther.
Panther, but I didn't see
Yeah.
a Black Panther. I did ask the Predator there an important question.
Whoa. Did he have to register upon entrance?
Well, let me just say, I put him on the spot. I had to ask Predator an important question.
I don't have that video.
No, don't worry about it. I will tell everyone what happened. So
Because we were going to video it. Travis got a little excited.
I got very excited.
About what?
Because
Going to ask his question, and I wasn't videoing yet.
I was very excited.
Just
My
went up
question-
there and I'm like, no, not yet.
See, this is where I can't judge because I attended a different thing
Don't care.
Saturday, so I
We
can't say.
Do not care at all about that.
So I
different
can't
thing
say,
you
oh,
did
I'll
too.
just read a comment.
No.
That wasn't little Daryl Travis. That was just a normal kid visiting from Peevely with his crossbow.
Ah,
And the black sheep.
smart kid.
And Jason has a question. Was there anyone there dressed like that annoying do-getter jackass Dale from season 1 of Walking Dead? Dale was the moral compass of the group. Thank you.
Boy.
Don't get me into that.
He dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
That guy's a really good actor. He's on Billions now, too.
I asked Predator, being an
You're
illegal,
like, hey, how old was she?
being an illegal immigrant in this country.
It'd be funny if you said illegal alien.
You did say, oh yeah, you should have said alien.
Yeah, I should have said alien.
That's what I
See,
thought.
that's why you
were
need to
going
do
ask.
the best punch-up man in the business.
You want to take a look at his Sesame Street stuff?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do your research.
Thank you. And I asked him what was his thoughts on President Trump closing the southern border. But I
And you
wanted
didn't
him,
video this?
and I wanted
We
him
were
to,
trying to.
and I wanted him to answer as the Predator would answer.
Oh,
and
and
the
he-
guy got all frozen, and all of a sudden, Predator wants to be objective and is afraid of offending
gosh.
its many
Are you
supporters.
serious?
The Predator was upset
Maybe
that
the
his political
Predator's
point
MAGA.
of view.
You're like, dude, we're doing a man on the street bit. If your other option was, I treat you like
The
you're
Predator-
a child predator, and I make jokes about like, have you seen the Michael Jackson documentary? Kind of, you
I
know.
wouldn't have done that either, but I would have.
No, that's
I
what
just
you hit
wanted.
him with.
What if you could
Predator
have brought
could-
like Chris Hansen to interview Predator?
That would have been
Chris Hansen
now
of the,
we
Kran-
got
of
it.
the
Kranzberg
Yes.
Arts Foundation.
Yeah.
Because then Chris's name is Chris Hansen, and we go, we've got Chris Hansen
Yep.
here to interview a predator.
Exactly.
Ah!
That would have been perfect. Would you like some milk with those cookies?
So you're telling me someone portraying an entity that has killed no fewer in a grotesque, just gruesome manner got a little uncomfortable with border questions?
Got the border question set him off.
He's
He had
MAGA.
He broke character.
He was like, oh man, I don't know.
Oh!
And I was like, oh, you don't know.
How do
the
you not-
Predator?
How do you not literally? You either go, I answer no questions, or you start,
I mean,
or
the
you do something
president
funny.
has called you an animal.
Now, but there was someone there though, Gardner. And this was the
That
highlight.
bothers me.
Look, and but that was, but
see
this,
that.
but this, I can see why it bothered you. But this, but
I'm
there
glad
was
I
a
wasn't
gentleman.
there because I was like, don't break character, dummy.
Well, there was one gentleman who did not break character.
It was my favorite
This was the
quote.
highlight of the day, Chris.
And
So
we were just walking by.
we're just walking by, and so
Can I do the line?
yes, please, the line. So Predator,
so-
he's
so
this
set it up.
guy.
So set it up.
Here's the Predator. We see him. He's coming actually from the concession stand. This guy's got this sweet Predator outfit, and he's dragging the lifeless body. So he's getting a ton of attention from everyone. A gentleman dressed up as Dr. Doom from Fantastic Four.
Metal face.
There we go. And he decides, hey, I would like to take a picture with the Predator, in which he asked.
And he used some weird voice.
He
too.
did. He got into an accent, British, Irish, not sure.
I can't remember what Dr. Doom sounds like.
But he
so-
goes, I'm not sure what type of organism you are, but we should align ourselves.
Didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. Didn't just prepare it. It came out of his mouth as
Yeah.
if he speaks this way every day.
But
So
we
he-
should align ourselves.
We should. I'm not sure what organism you are, but we should align ourselves.
So we should have
Didn't
done-
miss a beat, and he just took the picture and kept it
We
moving.
were just walking
So
by.
we should have just followed him the whole day.
Oh,
Not have you guys
Probably.
messing around.
He
yeah.
was not joking around. That moment, Gardner, like that was a moment where we couldn't even
I was in
laugh. We
tears.
were so in shock
Yeah.
because we were just like, oh, What?
I was like, did that just happen?
What?
And it was just as we were passing by, and I was so upset at that moment because I'm like, that's going to be tough to top.
Yes.
Now you did engage some of the
Was it-
vendors there.
I did.
Was
Go
it?
ahead.
Were we lacking because I wasn't there to goad him on?
Maybe.
Was there? Do we need some jet
But
fuel to be like Travis?
he
Stop
did,
being. I'm not doubting the talent there. I'm just wondering
Travis-
because they can be a little uncomfortable. Like if you don't want to offend anyone, but you got to get the laugh. Like, but I know exactly.
There's a delicate way to do
There's
it.
a trepidation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis did engage some of the vendors though, and became a how do I say this? A salty seaman.
I did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Travis became a salty seaman. We came to one booth. I have a little video clip.
Oh,
Travis.
Jesus, God help us.
You're serious.
Yeah.
Just tell him briefly what.
Do you want By
what it
Jack
is.
to make you a new T-shirt with that? Or not?
No, this gentleman was selling his book. I saw the cover of his book, and I thought of some of the writings of one Chris Gardner, and I immediately wanted to go over and introduce ourselves. And this gentleman was selling some type of a book that I would imagine folks would find very erotic.
Gay pirate romance.
There it is.
Okay. So, all right. Go ahead.
And the latest one, Jews are stuck in a vice admiral. This is my favorite one. This book's so good I opened it and came straight away. See? Seaman Stains, that's me. Nice to meet you. You wanna
Don't
watch
shake his
that?
It's outstanding.
Notice that they do get thicker and therefore more pleasurable for the reader as the series goes on, which is right at 5, 6, 7, and 8. But if you get all 4 of them, you get off and get them for 20. Just 4 play should make it easier to get off, shouldn't it?
Can I sign up for the
Sign
become
up
a
to
salty
become a
seaman?
salty seaman.
Okay.
Learn about all the comings and goings of Francois Lefutre. Spoiler alert, it's mostly coming.
Were there any
Do you also
butt
have a live
pirate
show
jokes?
coming up at 7:30 in room 151?
151.
Oh, good.
And look at it's a quill. It's an actual quill.
You don't know where that quill's been, bro.
That's a good point.
Shout out to them for the weird
so
accent
much.
and not
Thank
breaking
you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Hope you come again.
Oh, he was waiting on that. Yes. So you're an official salty seaman.
So yes, I'm looking forward to that very inappropriate email later today.
Do you feel good about your time spent with a salty seaman?
Look, I did my best to
As a
visit all
salty
of the
seaman,
vendors.
not
They,
with.
they
You
did
are.
good characters though.
They
yeah,
were
you
good.
have to. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to. Those are. I'm guessing those are actor. Are they? Was that their book that they made?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
they're dedicated to that cause.
Yeah, and if you don't really sit like. You're not just going to get a random passerby to purchase that book. You need to be full character,
Yeah.
so you get your people buying that book.
And that was the thing
and
about.
they
And look-
succeeded with a new salty
And look,
seaman.
I was intrigued. I have an affinity
Exactly.
for dinosaur erotica,
yes, he does.
and this is why you thought we should stop by there for a moment,
Exactly.
Travis. You engaged, and I allowed you to have the conversation. I enjoyed it from behind my phone.
I bet you did.
Videoing.
I will say this, and I think this is the cool thing about these events and why they're so successful, because you have people who are fully committed. They buy in, like all the artists, are the designers, everyone who's there. This is indeed their livelihood. This isn't something they just necessarily do for fun on the weekends. These are people who have created serious businesses, and they have a very serious following. And that was cool to see, because that's, I would think, is a very cool job to have, but a job that only works if you're 100% in. And the guy we talked to that had some amazing drawings of some great characters from all the comic books and the television shows. He even had a large, massive 10-foot drawing of your hero, Joe Rogan. These guys are so committed, and he did it with a ballpoint pen. And it was all done with a ballpoint pen, and it was.
I'm going to break character here,
Yeah,
pal.
oh boy, here we go.
Travis is going to review a Joe Rogan episode this week, and also Kevin Hart was on Joe
I was
Rogan's,
watching some of that. I was watching some of that. This
Oh, did you watch
morning.
some of it?
I was watching some of it this morning.
You know
actually.
what? I'm high on this up and comer Kevin
here
Hart
we
now.
go. Oh,
You know what? Who would have thought
Here we go.
that a platform being provided to hear someone out for 3 hours makes you feel pretty good about him? Even though his comedy's whatever, he's a very funny
His
individual.
comedy is whatever. Okay, look.
He's very funny in a podcast format when being interviewed by such a great interviewer. I'll say that.
Please stop. This is very.
You'll sign up for Salty Seaman, but you won't let me rib you about Kevin Hart. You won't let me rib you about Kevin Hart a little bit?
No, you're up here talking about Joe Rogan again, like he's, oh boy.
Listen, sometimes an enigmatic, non-talented person needs a talented interviewer to draw out the interesting, to draw out why we should like him, to draw out why we should invest in Heartbeat Financial, why we should buy real estate from Heartbeat Real Estate, and why we should improve our fitness with Heartbeat Fitness. I'm all in. I'm a Kevin Hart man. I have been for approximately 27 hours now. And you know what? I don't know why. I don't know what's influenced me this, but you know what? I believe in Kevin Hart, and I think he is. He's just misunderstood at times.
No, you're probably right.
What did you think when you saw Kevin Hart on there? I thought it was actually a really good conversation.
I thought it was just a basic ass conversation. It wasn't like anything that just moved the earth.
What do you want him to do?
I don't want him to do anything. He shouldn't have showed up on Joe Rogan's show. I guess Kevin Hart's just. How does he find the time? First off,
That's why you're upset. It's a mathematical anomaly that I agree with you. He's like, hey, at 4:15, I've already done 78 laps around the track.
Man, how does he find the time? I was listening to some of it this morning, and I look forward to try viewing more episodes from one Joe Rogan.
You're going to be showing up telling me that our podcast needs more DMT discussion.
I guess, man. Whatever floats your boat, man. It does.
Travis begins jiu-jitsu classes next Monday.
Jesus. Son of a.
Fair or foul today. Gossip Girl is a better television show than the OC. Email us wall@weareliveradio.com. Prize is $10 to Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Can I talk to you about Buzz's Hawaiian Grill?
You can give it a shot.
Have you heard the good news?
I hear a lot of it.
Hey, I'll be a Jehovah's Witness from now on for Buzz's Hawaiian Grill.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm trying
Your
to
Lord
hit
and
to the
Savior has brought you poke
Oh,
and
wow.
musubi.
Oh, that is crazy.
And you can check their website. Check the Facebook page. They've got their location. That's right. They're all over the place in the city. That's Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. When they say aloha, it comes from the heart. Cannot say enough good things about them. They were our Food Truck Awareness Month champion last year. Love working with Buzz. We're doing a little video with him Monday, Travis. 1 week from today. You excited about that?
Oh, let's do it.
Whoa, wow, the excitement filling the room. Buzz's Hawaiian Grill providing gift certificate for our prize for Fair or Foul today. Be sure to support them because they support us,
It
everybody.
is really good. I think one thing I just absolutely just love about Buzz's is just how fresh it is. Just so damn fresh. All the food is just so damn good. You can tell it's none of it's processed, and it's just so damn. Even when it's filling you up, you still feel very healthy. Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. Aloha means it's lit.
You nailed it. I want you to start doing the live reads.
Like that's basically how it works.
And I won't even tell you what they are. I'll just say the business's name, and then you just talk about them.
It was a busy weekend for all of us. It was a busy weekend on the sports fields. Did you catch any of the Final Four action this
I
weekend?
saw that we have a really, you have a Texas Tech and a Virginia, but it looked like there was some crazy endings to the games and everything,
boy.
like insane.
Oh, boy.
I do think just on the sports front that I don't know if any of us win when you have a Tech at the end of your at the end of your name. I mean, it
Why
feels
do you
like
ha- why do you hate STEM majors?
It feels like a team that you would be like, oh, I guess they couldn't get the NCAA rights whenever Scott Bakula takes the Texas State Armadillos down the field
true.
to win the Texas State title against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Listen, I know they're an established Division I program, but get out of here. There's no national appeal to Texas Tech. It's a boring matchup, but I'm happy for Chris Long's school, Virginia.
I mean, yeah. There's a guy named Kyle Guy. Now, he's got an interesting story because Kyle Guy is actually he's getting set to get married actually this summer. So like with most people, they put up registries for people to, so they can know what gifts to get them for their wedding day. Well, because he's still a student athlete, Mr. Guy was told by the NCAA he had to take his registry down. Yes, the NCAA, the almighty moral authority of college sports, said this would be a major violation and he should take it down.
I would also like to be on the record of saying every time any team that I like is in a World Series or if the Mizzou could ever make it, people would feel the exact same way as I do about Texas Tech, right? Cardinals have some appeal, but it's a Midwest thing. I'm just saying the Texas Tech thing, not fun.
I'm fine with the Texas Tech thing.
I'm all in on Tech.
Me
That's
too.
because I watch Big 12 basketball.
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
fine with
Fair.
Tech. I
All
think
right.
Tech is
So
fine.
it's different for me.
See, I've moved into a national audience.
I understand
role.
your perspective.
Well, you had Patty Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes. He was present. Of course, he's one of the
Call him
biggest.
Patty.
Because I think that's really cool. I'm from Missouri, and I can do that. But yeah, he was in attendance with
That's
Travis
Gardner's
Kelce of the
name.
Kansas City Chiefs, so had a Midwestern feel to the tournament as well.
Name
And
your
it's-
favorite Texas Tech tight end ever.
Everyone knows my favorite Texas Tech tight end is Beavis McGraw.
Bevis McGraw.
Beavis McGraw, actually, he was
Okay.
class of '95.
Okay,
one of my
good.
favorite tight ends to ever
Gotcha.
come out of the school of
He's
Texas
wild.
Tech.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite white receiver to
Fo-
ever come out of?
Oh, that would be none other than Wes Welker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I will say, but no, it's interesting because you have Virginia, who of course was the first 1 seed a year ago
Yeah.
to lose to
I
a
do like
16
that.
seed. So I like the redemption story of those guys coming back, and the vast majority of them who are on the receiving end of that upset are indeed in this game, have been playing this season. So to see them take that and come, because it's not, you don't want to be the first school to lose to a 16, and they were the first. So for them to come back the next year, that's a testament to those kids and a testament to the coaching staff.
Have we not given enough credit that a guy with the name Tony Bennett is the coach?
And he's just as good looking too, isn't he?
That's so great. Should Lady Gaga do a duet album with him?
Oh, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that be
really
nice?
That'd be quite lovely.
Jay
delightful.
Moore does a thing where he's coached Tony Bennett. He's like, 2, 8, oh. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's a good Tony
It
Bennett.
is.
That's very good.
What was I going to
Only
say?
if they could have been playing this game in San Francisco or something.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Oh, that would have been beautiful.
What would Jim Nance have said? What would some of his Nancisms would have been? For those who are not sure, Jim Nance during championship games has a tendency to put his little button on it. He likes to, at the end, he has something to say about the school. It's like a play on words, and it's something that everyone usually waits for because it's usually good.
Oh, it's
They're
beautiful.
generally good.
It's a bow.
They're kind of, sort of, they're terrible. They're awful. They're really bad. I don't know why Jim Nance lures himself to do this every time. They're really bad. So we should try to come up with our own for the championship game. That's tonight.
What
That's
was
Texas
the
Tech versus
one
Virginia.
that got me some years ago? Just when they say you can't, you can, and UConn is the national champion.
I remember that one. That was the one where people were like, okay.
I think it
he's
was when
preparing these in the
when
hotel
Jim
room before the
Herrick
game.
and UCLA won, was something along the lines of, was some magic on the court and a wizard in the seats. The Wizard of Westwood was watching, and he said that. Then they won the national title when Kansas won 11 years ago yesterday.
Right.
It
I
was
saw
terrible.
a tweet of yours that kind of upset me, actually.
What was that?
Well, you said you were hammered and on your knees outside of the 34 Club in the Central West End.
Outside the men's restroom.
That
I had
was-
leapt from my area and fallen to my knees in joy as Kansas won the national title.
I remember that many years ago. Won
When
some money that
Jim
year.
Nance said Rock Chalk Championship, I thought he could have done a lot better than that.
So what do you do?
A lot better.
See, for this one, since it's Virginia,
The fictional bird is now the official word.
see that
See, we
would've
workshop
been-
it
might
live.
have been better. Might have been
Good.
better.
That's good. That's
See,
not bad.
For Virginia, of course, home of Charlottesville, I was going to say, hey, no both sides here today. One side's the winner, and it's the Cavaliers.
You know what I? You
That
know
was
what
kinda
I'm
where I was
really
going
upset
with
about
that one.
in life. There are times you need gray area and need to hear out both sides. That damn president of ours used the both sides with a bunch of people identifying as fascist, wannabe Nazi punk ass
bad time to
bitch. I was
play
like,
that card.
No,
Hey,
both
man!
sides.
Hey,
One
come-
side's your winner, and that's Virginia.
This is the both. This is the one time you're using both
I'm like,
sides.
really,
Yeah,
man?
that's the wrong one.
Why
Man.
can't we do this in a different?
Virginia's for lovers, and now champions.
In a cavalier way, maybe.
Just like
something.
these Cavaliers didn't need LeBron. They
Tony-
just needed La Hope.
Oh no! Can we all admit?
Tony Bennett sings at the top of the charts or something like that.
Oh, Blue Eyes now has.
That's not
Oh,
Blue-
he's not. Oh, Blue
That's
Eyes.
Frank Sinatra.
Can we
That was
admit
Frank?
that
Okay.
my
Whoops.
tweet that I sent out that I used Dickie from The Fighter beating Sugar Ray in this instance, UMBC is Dickie. Did you see the movie The Fighter?
I did not.
Okay, so Mickey Ward's older brother, Dickie, who's now a crackhead,
Yes.
knocked Sugar Ray Leonard down in a fight. He boxed him 10 years prior.
Okay.
But they're saying he might have even slipped. But he gave one of the best boxers of all time a little bit of hell.
Okay.
Right? So now, whenever his brother's fighting and Sugar Ray's like commentating in a nice tux and suit at the press afterwards, Dickie's like, "Hey, remember me, man? Miss Sugar Ray? Hey, yeah, I knocked him down, didn't I, Ma? Didn't I knock him down?" And he's just like living on that for the rest of his life. Will UMBC become that? Virginia wins the national title. They're like, "Yeah, remember what we did?" Do we still love it? Or do we find it to be like, okay, let it go?
No, UMBC, look, we don't care about your school anymore.
Well,
You had
UMBC,
your-
their
you had
social
your-
media has been pretty good in regards.
Yeah,
to
has.
but that's what you're hanging your hat on as a program, your social media. Then that's
Well,
cute.
that and
They're a small program. What do you want from them, Travis?
I want them to shut up and move out of the way for the big boys. The big boys are back.
That's what's happened.
Yeah.
And they have moved out of the way, and they still do a good job of not intruding, but making you aware of what they accomplished.
I wish Sister
The
Jean would take a
only
page out of
time
that book.
it's ever happened.
Sister Jean needs to take a page out of that
the
book.
only
and sit
time
her
it's
ass
ever
down.
happened.
do we need to talk about, had she not transferred out after 2 years, Red Star Fox was on the way to leading 5 categories all time for the UMBC Retrievers
UMBC?
volleyball team. Yes, that's right. Do we need to you want to break that down?
So this is why Travis has an okay.
That's what
now
it
it
is.
makes more
Yeah.
sense.
Thank
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up, Chris.
Shout
so
out to
that
Red Star
you
Fox
can clarify what I'm
owning
watching.
Baltimore for 2 years.
No,
yeah.
look at me. We were on the TV one time. Look at us, Ma. We're on the TVs.
What if it's what if Jim Nance goes and during Confederate History Month, the South will rise again. Virginia wins the title. What do you think? No?
I really like this comment from Jason in the Facebook thing, only because I like the reference. Here's a Nancism. Texas Tech has made it to the big game tonight. By the way, does anyone remember Tech from the Real World Hawaii?
That will
Any reference to Tech from Real World Hawaii?
That will
I'm in-
probably get
I'm
a
here
reference
for.
tonight. That
I'm here.
absolutely was.
Do you remember Amaya?
No.
Oh, I do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had to
Yeah,
think
you
for
do.
her. Yeah, I do.
With
Yeah,
Tech,
I would-
I was thinking of
You think if we go to Vegas, I could meet her? Sorry, go ahead.
by the beard of Chris, in reference to their coach.
Oh,
By
okay,
the
that's a
beard of
good one.
Zeus, Tech wins it, something like that. The one I've always wanted was,
A technical performance.
yeah, technical could be involved, most certainly. Especially if their defense lives up to what it's capable
Which is
of.
what I was going to use for Tech. I was going to say they can't defend their border, but they sure can defend the motion offense.
The
Tech is the winner.
Predators on the line.
Oh,
A little too far.
oh, sorry. My bad, Predator.
I always wanted LSU to win it with Nance behind the mic because I always thought he could go
Oh,
with one
no.
that I really like, which would be
I've got another one after you.
if it's okay by you, LSU is the champion.
I like it. Now that's good. Now that's good.
That's the only reason I've ever wanted LSU to win is simply to hear. I would email Nance and say, use this. Use this, damn it.
Use this.
I know this is your week.
This
I
is
know
this-
this is
yeah.
Final Four into
Yeah.
Masters for you, but use
Yeah,
this.
this is true. What do you got?
Just like their agricultural and applied economics program. Texas Tech now leads the way. I Googled Texas Tech majors.
Jesus Christ.
They're big in animal
I was
science.
wondering where you're getting at.
Yeah.
Well, they have a player named Culliver, so I was going to use that one and go, Culliver travels to the championship.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's all right.
interesting, except it's Culver.
Damn it.
Just like their petroleum engineering majors.
Oh, boy.
Texas Tech gassed out Virginia.
I like that.
That would be funny if Nance got real specific with
Yes, with their
where
why
they
they're
excel
Yeah,
academically.
right. I think that's important, and it should highlight that.
I always do like, and I haven't
Just
done it with-
like their Asian influences in the engineering department, they now lead the way.
Oh, here we go. They are the Red Raiders. I guess you can say they're the captains now.
I don't like that.
Seeing red, maybe something like
Yeah,
that
maybe.
pops up.
Yeah.
Seeing red like your camera.
Did you see? Yes. Did you see? Auburn lost to Virginia.
Yep. On a
A little bit of a controversy.
controversy
There.
at the end. A little foul call at the 3-point line.
Yeah, I have a the final seconds of that game.
Very
Then
hectic.
Then I have some reaction.
Let's
too.
take a quick video of this. It's pretty entertaining.
We heard from Gene Steratore about this one earlier in the closing seconds. Gene?
Yeah, Jim, as Todd Jerome is bringing the ball up the court, he accidentally bumps the ball, as we can see, off of his back foot. Now, it's not touched the defender. He then repossesses this ball with both hands.
That is what the kids would call a double
dribble.
dribble.
He makes the decision to dribble again, which by rule is a double dribble. It's a tough judgment play, you know. And if
It's a double
Auburn
dribble.
touches the ball at all,
It's like it's a bang
reset,
bang
he gets to
play.
dribble again.
It's right in front of the
But that's
ref,
what
and he
they're looking
missed
at here.
it.
That's a double
It was in
dribble.
front of the ref.
Inbound.
They got the lob.
Looking. It's Guy from the corner. From the wing. Hold on. Did I hear a whistle? Wow.
Yes, you did.
So,
They are inside of a football stadium, so I gave them the benefit of the doubt on that one. They are playing where the Minnesota
Yeah.
Vikings play football, and it's about 70,000 people in the stadium right
so
now.
Kyle Guy gets fouled on that three-point shot, goes on to hits 3 free throws, and Virginia wins. You heard the whistle. Not all Auburn fans heard that whistle.
Oh, this is the best
Now,
part.
there's a couple of things here. There's an element of fans in Auburn, Alabama didn't hear the whistle, and also fans within the stadium didn't hear the whistle.
Yeah,
Now,
it says
first,
70,000. You're playing inside, what is it, Bank of America? No, it's a U.S. Bank Stadium, I believe. And that's where the Minnesota Vikings, brand new stadium built less than 2 years ago. It's a gorgeous facility, but it's, again, 70,000, 80,000 people inside to watch basketball.
Now, first, let's go to Auburn, Alabama, where they began to celebrate.
Oh, no. You idiots. They got what you deserve because you all are dressed like morons. And I'm sure.
And then they get the news.
Oh, is he crying?
Oh, the punch the air.
Ah!
Oh, that's me. That's
Now, hold
me.
on. Time out.
Quiet introspection.
Look, this is so stupid. This is stupid on several levels. Didn't Auburn win the national championship in football like 5 years ago?
So there's
Auburn football school,
You should-
elite football school. They've had some of the best talent in the world come out of that school. Home of Bo Jackson, home of Charles Barkley. So this is a school that's used to success. Their traditions lead you to believe they're used to success. They're not normally a basketball school, so the fact they got this far is very impressive, especially when their head coach is Bruce Pearl, which means most of those wins are going to be vacated here in the next 3 years anyway.
Boy, our boy KFB just lights up Pearl all over the place, and I kind of love it.
If we're going to be honest, Pearl is a snitch. But that's a story for an entirely different day. Fact is, I don't understand. Shouldn't you be watching the game like all the way through? Because that foul was called, and like no one on the court celebrated, for Auburn at least. In fact, I think you see a few of the Auburn players put their hands up behind their head immediately, realizing that there was a whistle.
And Auburn
Called.
Auburn was up 2.
Auburn was up 2. So Kyle Guy hit all three.
three.
Onions. Nailed them all. Onions. White boy. You knew he was going to nail all 3. Come on now.
now you think if you're in the arena, the stadium rather, you should probably.
You should know what's going on, right?
Here's an Auburn fan who was later asked to leave.
Oh, boy.
Let's effing go.
And he's now realizing that, hey, pal, you didn't win.
Kicked over some chairs.
Nice bald gentleman in a suit. Oh, they're getting physical. Is he grabbing the?
Is that Michael Smerconish, by the way? Was that him tossing him out of the stadium?
He put some hands on him, didn't he? I'm talking about the fan.
Yeah.
Man, if I'm that security guard,
That's why you don't serve alcohol at college sporting events.
Hey. You know Illinois football's doing that next
Yeah, I
year.
saw that. A lot of people reminded me
smart.
about that. That is
Yeah.
intelligent. Sorry.
they're going to be like, "Hey, fix all of Illinois' economic problems."
Yeah, could happen.
They're going to legalize pot. They're selling beer at football games in college.
Oh, they're on the plan to recovery.
How awesome was that, though? How about that guy this morning at work? I'm
What?
sure there's some conversations with the folks at HR about that one, right? Boy, you don't want to be that.
Oh, the
That's
guy
the thing.
who's
Like,
on it?
you don't want to
Oh,
be
yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
Like, and I get it. Look, if the day ever comes that Mizzou ends up in a national championship or a Final Four, I would
Yeah,
imagine
say
I would.
Final Four first. Get
Let's
there
go
first.
Final Four. Yeah, that's fair. So if Mizzou were to ever show up in a Final Four, I would probably have. I would be close. I wouldn't say I would go that far, but I would be.
What if Mizzou gets to a Final Four, you're in the stadium, and they lose like that? So not only getting there, but then they lose like that. To get
I
to it.
would be like, oh, so like everything Mizzou. I would not be
I'm
devastated.
sure you'd be reasonable.
No, I would not be reasonable, but I think a lot of us would do what we've been raised to do, and that's just immediately hate ourselves.
Let it
and
crush you inside.
Let it crush
and
you
figure
inside,
out why you're the reason.
why
this
I
happened.
specifically, and then begin to blame everything in life for Mizzou being cursed.
Just think, like you
like
could
the
Yeah,
whole,
that's cursed,
you know, like
yeah.
that
you could have
slavery
tripped
thing.
Ricky Clemens on campus at one point and ended all this.
I remember specifically playing basketball with some of the Mizzou players in the rec center.
Which
and
year-
they would
which
go,
year?
02, 03.
Oh, right then. Okay.
Yeah, so that was a good Missouri. And some of the Ricky Paulding types would come into the gym. They would play around, but I was conscious. I always knew you guys are going to be that team that's going to get this team far. So even when they played, I made sure they did not get hurt. I wouldn't
That's
cross
what-
them up
that's
as
why a
much.
lot-
I
Oh,
wouldn't
you wouldn't
dunk on
cross
them.
them? Oh, okay.
I wouldn't like
I know-
sometimes I'll let them get the rebound just so they can feel good about themselves.
You
I
didn't
did what
box
I
out
could.
too hard?
I didn't box out too hard. I didn't always call a foul.
You know
they
what?
would-
You didn't do it as
Travis-
Earl used to say. Kenneth Brown, rump roasted.
Yeah, I would do
Travis-
that. I would do some little jelly underneath the basket, do
Okay.
but I wouldn't do that to them because I was like, I don't want you guys to get hurt. You guys are keys.
Well,
to
no
Mizzou's
one
success.
believes anything that Travis is saying.
Oh, boy.
I saw that with football players, scrappy heroes from, I guess, high school.
Yeah.
If football guys would come, and a lot of those football guys are Division I talent, basketball too, come and play at the rec, they would have to stop after like 3 games because dudes like take their knees out and stuff. I'm talking very real. And I was like, do you not understand? Like, there's not a football field separating you two. This 6'7", 240-pound guy can just throw you through a wall right now.
It did get to a point.
was
where
really
people
weird.
Really got really serious, and I think that's why a lot of the athletes stopped coming to the
Who
rec.
did Mizzou lose to the Elite Eight?
UConn.
UConn, right?
Hasheem
Used to
Thabit.
UConn, and they lost to Arizona.
That was Mizzou's. That was Damari Carroll shining.
They
Was
lost
the
to the
UConn one-
Arizona team with Damon Stoudemire and Mike Bibby.
in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wasn't the one that was in San Jose then.
No, the one in San Jose, I think you're thinking of
That
is
was
when we lost
UConn?
to UConn.
UConn.
Because
That
I-
was Hasheem Thabit, and who was the guard?
I
Was it Kemba
remember-
Walker, or is that
It wasn't. I don't think it was Kemba. At least it may have been Kemba. I can't.
Or was
I don't
it-
believe it was Kemba though.
whoever? Like UConn was very good that year.
I remember
They won.
Mike Kelly's call for them winning the Sweet 16, and that's the only I'm trying to remember.
What did he say?
It was, do you know the way to San Jose?
Nice.
Quinn Snyder does. And that's how I always remember that one is, okay, I don't even, I always after trying to remember who they played, I know where it was played just
Right.
because I remember Mike Kelly's call.
That was a good team that year. That was when they beat Calipari, Tyreek Evans, and Memphis to make it to the Elite Eight. And I believe Marcus Denman hit a half-court shot from East
Shout out,
Jesus.
fam.
And that was one of the coolest moments of in the history of ever.
You know what else is cool?
What is that, Chris?
Great real estate partners.
Oh boy!
Tommy Bannister played
Hey, that's
basketball.
Tommy Bannister from Circa Properties. That him?
It is.
Oh my God, he looks so young.
Do you want me to give you an email that you can use if you'd like to use Tommy to buy or sell
And you
your
know
home?
what? I just opened up my first email this weekend. so I
Gmail,
would love-
15 years old.
I know. Oh well. Oh, is it really? Oh boy.
That'll be your next poll question tomorrow. Lazy ass.
That's a good one.
Tom Bannister, Realtor for Circa Properties. Contact him today, 314-393-5386. Tom.Bannister at circastl.com. Circa Properties right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, if you're trying to buy a house, trying to sell a house, you want a trusted partner who's going to be able to walk you through the process and somebody who knows the entire St. Louis market as a whole. That's Tom Bannister, Realtor for Circa Properties. Wonderful partner of ours. Cannot say enough good things about him. Support him because he supports us. Guys, let's take a quick break. Travis, there was some WWE news over the weekend.
Oh,
I want to get
yeah.
into part of this at least because something happened with Bret Hart and a UFC fighter saved the day. So don't you worry. We'll get into plenty of that. We got Fair or Foul coming up next hour. Lots to get to with the Great American Race. Chris Gardner, maybe we'll even try and zero in on your red light special. Who knows? Maybe we'll keep it. I don't know. Let's check it out. Quick break and we are live. We'll be right back.